You're lying in bed, phone in your hand, screen lighting up your face in a dark room. A few days ago, she was there. Fast replies, long voice notes, heart emojis, that effortless vibe where everything just felt easy. Now it's different. Your last message is still sitting there. Seen your story, ignored your text, gone quiet without a real reason. And your brain starts doing what it always does. What changed? Did I say too much? Was she ever actually into me? Why does this always happen right when I start to care? Was it real? Or did I just imagine the whole thing? Here's the truth most guys never hear. She didn't disappear because you missed some perfect line. She disappeared because the emotional experience changed inside her. That's the part nobody explains. And bro, you're not crazy for feeling confused by it. Most guys go through this exact thing, and nobody ever teaches them what was actually happening on her side. By the end of this video, you're going to understand the 7 psychological shifts that make a woman go from warm to distant, and more importantly, how to stop creating that shift without even realizing it. Let's get into it. Most guys believe attraction dies because of one wrong move, one bad text, one awkward date, one moment where they didn't say the perfect thing. But the real truth is deeper than that. Women usually don't pull away because of a single sentence. They pull away because something in their emotional experience starts to feel different. She senses pressure. Her energy shifts. She feels a wall go up where things used to feel light. And that matters more than men realize, because attraction is rarely a spreadsheet in her mind. It's more like weather in her body. If the vibe feels easy, open, grounded, and genuine, she leans in. If her gut starts whispering, "Something feels off now," she leans back, even if she can't fully explain why. And here's what changes everything. Most guys focus on what they said, but women respond first to what they felt while you were saying it. That's why trying harder often makes it worse. That's why over-explaining kills the mood. That's why the moment you start performing, she feels the performance. Not because she's cold, not because dating is broken, but because her nervous system is reacting before her logic ever catches up.
So if you really want to understand why she disappeared, you have to stop looking only at the message thread and start looking at the emotional pattern underneath it. That's where the answer is. That's where attraction begins. And that's where it quietly dies. 1. The spark was real, but the feeling stopped breathing. Here's the part nobody talks about. She probably did like you. That first spark was likely real. Most guys assume that if she pulled away, it means she faked the whole thing from the beginning. So they rewrite the story in their head and say, she was never interested anyway. But the deeper truth is this. Attraction can be real at first and still disappear later if the emotional space stops feeling alive. A woman doesn't stay because there was a spark. She stays because the spark keeps breathing. Think about the early stage. It feels playful, open loops, curiosity, space, energy. Then most guys start squeezing it. They go from enjoying the connection to managing it, from presence to monitoring, from real conversation to subtle emotional check-ins every 5 minutes. Wrong approach sounds like this. Hey, you good? Did I do something? You've been kinda off today. Right approach sounds different. You seem busy today. No stress? Hope your day's smooth. Then you go live your life. That difference is everything. Because the first version makes her feel responsible for your state. The second makes her feel you're calm. And when you do that, She feels free instead of watched. 2. She felt the shift from interest to pressure. This is the one most guys completely miss. Women don't usually disappear when a man likes them. They disappear when his liking starts to feel like pressure. Not attention, not desire, not genuine interest. Pressure. Most guys think the problem is texting too much, but it's not always about volume. It's about the emotional weight underneath the message. A woman can feel when you're no longer talking to her. You're leaning on her. You're trying to secure her. And her inner voice starts saying, "Why do I suddenly feel responsible for how he feels?" That's when her energy pulls back. You see it in small moments. You make one good date mean too much. You treat one kiss like a contract. You start needing reassurance without saying you need reassurance. Wrong energy. So, where do I stand with you? I just don't want to waste my time.
Be honest. Are you losing interest? Grounded energy. I've enjoyed talking to you. If the vibe's there, cool. If not, all good. You stay clear without becoming heavy. Conversation isn't a courtroom. It's a dance. The second you force the rhythm, the music dies. And when you stop making her carry your expectations, she feels relief. 3. Her gut picked up neediness before her brain had words for it. And here's where it gets interesting. Most guys think neediness is obvious, like begging, double texting, looking desperate. Sometimes it is, but most of the time, it's quieter than that. It's emotional overfocus. You reply instantly every time. You rearrange your whole day around her. You start reading every pause like it means something huge. She may not say, "He's needy," but her body feels it. Her gut notices that your center of gravity is drifting toward her too fast. Not confidence, not peace, not that grounded, "I know who I am" energy, but subtle dependence. And women feel that fast. Because your energy is the message before your mouth even opens. Wrong behavior looks like this. She takes 4 hours to reply, and you send, "All good, LOL, just making sure you saw that." Or you cancel plans with friends because she might call. Right behavior looks like this. She replies later, and you match the moment naturally. No emotional leak. No hidden protest. No weird vibe. Your mindset becomes simple. I like her. I'm open to her. But my life is still my life. That isn't a trick. This is who you're becoming. And when you stop orbiting her, she feels your magnetic center again. 4. You became predictable in the wrong way. Let me explain this carefully. Predictable is not bad. Emotional predictability is actually attractive. But there are two kinds. One feels safe. The other feels stale. Most guys become predictable by becoming too available, too transparent, too easy to read too early. Every card on the table. No mystery, no contrast, no depth left to discover. A woman doesn't need confusion. She needs movement. She needs to feel like there's still more of you unfolding. Silence between words is like silence between musical notes. That's where the rhythm lives. If you fill every gap, the song loses its shape. Wrong approach. Good morning texts every single day before any real bond is built. Constant updates. Constant access. Constant, "Here I am," Right approach. You're consistent, but not overexposed. You let conversation breathe. You let her wonder a little. Most guys think being constantly available proves sincerity, but the deeper truth is that constant availability can make the connection feel flat, because there's no emotional tension left for her mind to play with. And then her inner monologue sounds like, "He's sweet, but why does this already feel so settled?" That's not excitement. That's emotional sedation. And when you leave room for discovery, she starts replaying you in her head. 5. She started feeling managed instead of met. But here's what changes everything. Women can feel when a man is being real, and they can feel when he's running a script. Most guys don't even realize when this happens. They hear dating advice, they memorize lines, they start saying the right things with the wrong energy. So instead of meeting her in the moment, they manage the interaction. They steer it, control it, perform it, and she feels the invisible hand, not authenticity, not relaxed presence, not genuine curiosity, but calculated behavior dressed up as confidence. That kills attraction fast, because a woman wants to feel you, not feel your strategy. Wrong example. She says, "I've had a rough week," and you immediately switch into polished mode. "Well, I only keep positive energy around me." Right example. She says, "I've had a rough week," and you say, "Yeah? What hit you hardest?" Then you actually listen. Most guys rush to impress. Grounded men slow down enough to connect. A real interaction feels like warm eye contact, not a sales pitch. It feels like presence, not performance. Like you're with her, not trying to win her. And when you meet her instead of managing her, she feels seen instead of handled. 6. She felt a wall go up the moment you got emotionally reactive. This one is huge, man. A lot of women don't disappear after a mistake. They disappear after your reaction to the mistake. Maybe she took longer to text back. Maybe she canceled once. Maybe her energy dipped for a day. Most guys panic there. And panic has a smell. It comes out as passive-aggressive jokes, dry replies, random distance, over-explaining, a sudden coldness meant to teach her a lesson. And her mind instantly goes, "If this is how he acts when things feel uncertain, what happens when something real goes wrong?" That question matters, because women are always reading for emotional safety, not perfect behavior, emotional safety. Wrong reaction. "Oh wow, you finally remembered I exist." Or, "It's cool, clearly you're too busy." Right reaction. "No worries, let me know when you're free." And you actually mean it. Most guys think emotional control is suppression. It's not. It's grounded self-respect. You feel what you feel. You just don't throw your internal chaos into her lap. That's strength. That's calm. That's presence under pressure. And when your energy stays steady, she feels safe instead of bracing. 7. Sometimes she didn't lose interest in you. She lost capacity for the dynamic. Now here's the mature truth. Not every disappearance is about your flaws. Not every pullback means you failed. Most guys personalize everything. They assume her silence is a verdict on their worth. So they spiral, chase,
overanalyze, and accidentally make it worse. But sometimes the truth is simpler. Her life got messy. Her ex came back. Her habits are avoidant. She likes intensity, not consistency. She wants connection, but doesn't know how to hold it. That doesn't mean your confusion isn't real. It is. But it does mean you need to stop turning every woman's inconsistency into your identity. Wrong response. Sending the paragraph. Trying to force clarity from someone who is already moving in fog. Begging for a clean ending from a person who can barely give herself one. Right response. You notice the pattern. You stop arguing with reality. You let absence be information. Most guys cling to the memory of how she was in the beginning, but a grounded man pays attention to patterns, not promises. And here's the thing. When you stop chasing closure from unavailable energy, you stop abandoning yourself to keep someone else interested. And when you do that, she feels something powerful, even if she never says it. This guy doesn't need me to validate him. That's rare. That's magnetic. That's real. So if a woman liked you and then disappeared, don't reduce it to one text. Don't reduce it to some tiny mistake. And definitely don't reduce it to your worth. What usually happened is this. The emotional experience changed. The vibe got heavier. The pressure got louder. The presence got weaker. Or she simply didn't have the capacity to hold what she started. And once you see that, you stop doing what most guys do. You stop chasing ghosts. You stop worshiping mixed signals. You stop trying to decode every silence like it contains your value. This isn't about memorizing a list. It's about becoming the kind of man who can feel a shift without collapsing inside it. The kind of man who stays calm, reads energy clearly, and never needs to beg for consistency. Because when you internalize this, you stop performing and start being. You stop forcing connection and start carrying a presence that makes connection feel effortless. You stop needing every woman to stay because you've finally become grounded enough to stay with yourself. So remember this line. She didn't disappear because you weren't enough. She disappeared where your need for certainty got louder than your presence. And if you want the next step, watch the next video on screen. Because understanding why she pulled away is one thing. Knowing exactly how to respond without chasing, begging, or killing attraction completely is what separates most guys from the man you're becoming. I'll see you there.